So let's say that the government has, um, I don't know, through the Bureau of Land Management, all this land. It's not like national forest. It's nothing special. You know what I mean? It's like, I mean, as long as it's like pristine and like hasn't been like subject to industry and everything, it's just still, then it's always going to be, it's always going to be something, I mean, like, we need this. We have to preserve this. But let's say you have so much land and it's not, let's say, that an areas that like are really going to encroach on like wilderness areas and stuff like that. Like you have this like, bunk land, like it's like land it's not really that great. You can bring, what you can to try to like make a way out there, but it could be set aside with minimal basic provisions. So you have to sign a waiver because you're not going to be able to get a new kidney transplant, but you might be able to find a dentist with some anesthesia, but you wouldn't be able to like, so you could die for lack of health plan benefits if you're not doing anything. But you sign this waiver, right? And you and the government has like this land. This is like you can put a trailer or something. It's like let's say it's a pine forest or something. It's not like sequoias, aspens. It's not like redwood trees and birch and like something like where we need the stork, like there's a marsh and the stork and all this kind of stuff has to go. This has, it'd be some bullshit if you stop all that from happening. But these like little pine forests and shit, pine needles ain't nothing around there because they're poison. Pine needles are poison. So you have these little areas like, okay, they might not have accurate response if like let's say the fire department says no insurance. So they have a fire department, but they don't have insurance policy because all of your provisions are not really worth that much. And so it doesn't make sense, but if they burned up or anything, but you can try again. You can go back out there. You can bring some lumber. You can make a dugout. You can try, do bushcraft or something, whatever. Just, it's your choice. If you decide to do that, you sign this waiver. Because you find in the cities, it's worse than death meets you, like a fate worse than death. Like what you can do with your time when you're corralled in these places where it's overcrowded and shit. You never know. Like maybe it's keeping people dumb because they don't know an art like bushcraft. Or they could easily just spend some time and become a genius over a few months because they just took in so much information because they were so enthusiastic about it. Plus, you have to be because you're going to be relying on your own knowledge. And let's say, you can always just YouTube something if you don't know how to do it. Take a look around what kind of materials there are. You can make a beautiful arch window out of some pine trees because they're like some curvy logs. They have the pine, they have curvy logs. So you use rocks and you can bake mud and do all that fun shit where I feel like you're actually living. That's the only thing you try to escape from anyway. Even you can become a CEO and you're trying to get away, but it's nowhere to hide. I'm not saying CEOs are bad or anything like that, but like, well, usually they have like large families and shit like that. So they find purpose in being upwardly mobile for their large family. Otherwise, what are you doing being a CEO? That's just stupid. You would rather go fishing for trout and make a campfire and stuff like, but instead of running into vagrants and weirdos and stuff, you have limited So there might be like a town sheriff, like a Mayberry. So you can go back to Mayberry anytime you want to if the Department of Land Management would allow people, just because you already have a track record of being a fucking, you know, drunk in public or whatever the fuck it is. So you're half schizo. So identify as half schizo. It's just like you're just being, you can't be too hard on yourself. And what is that? That's like a double entendre. You can or you can't. It's like all you're gonna ever find out is that you just can't be too hard on yourself. Should or shouldn't. It's not even about that. It's not even that, is it? It's not a should or shouldn't. So, okay. There's this problem of if you're, you know, traveling on a lake or some form of open water in a boat or something, you don't have a CF number or something. You can't just be out there on a boat made from reeds that are like tied together with ropes and into a pontoon boat or something like that. But if you got pulled over by the whatever type of bureaucratic security guard, that National Forest or whatever, they could confiscate it, but they are like, this is a problem of you, will just make another one. Like you could just make another one. So with the fucking, like, they take it, you give you like you wouldn't even care if you have tickets because you live in a bushcraft villa that you built yourself, and you have knowledge. So they were keeping us dumb. They just assume that everybody wants to be a city slicker. There's so many people that never make it out. They're just junkies or whatever. They're just grifters and scammers, and they're just floundering. But they could, who knows? They could be a fucking genius. It's just they don't have an option, really. You have to stay here. It's like, and then, if, you know, I mean, you get in trouble, then you really are ordered to not go anywhere. Then you really have to stick around. So that you could lose your mind out here and fucking, they give you an order to stay. That doesn't make any sense. The whole thing is for the citizens, is for you to fucking take yourself out in the world somewhere, not fucking around where CEOs are trying to raise their large families. What's something about this game that could get you fucked up out here? And it's worse. It could be a fate worse than death. Often, I think a lot of times it is. So, I don't know if we need Christ to come back or some kind of mercy or something like that. What am I waiting for? It's scary. There's no place for it. Didn't I just say that? The Department of Bureau, the BLM has to give us our shit back, land back. But it's like, we're not asking for land that is used for production or something. We're not trying to besiege a takeover or anything like that. It's just like, you know, some place to go to if you find that you don't have much use around here. Maybe you can just go live in a trailer out in the flats or something. But, you know, I would probably, like, I'm a little more adventurous. I always want to be near some kind of water. Maybe preferably both fresh and salt water. I'm really picky, like lakes, rivers, and a coastline. I love that shit. I love that. And hills, like, even if, like, because I think one day I'm gonna try to get healthy or something like that. Oh, one of those hills will fucking kill you. But if you're busy at work, you're not, like, you forget that you even smoke. You forget that you even do fuck shit, drink or whatever. Like, you forget to do all that shit. So you should have the option. And fucking, as long as I could get my teeth pulled without some agonizing, you know, or getting an infection or something like it. I don't need insurance policy. I need some like town constable or something like that. He's like, he'll come around and be like, make sure you're not littering a bunch of fucking crap garbage and that you're using all natural material and bushcraft technology or something. You can even make pellets of steel, not steel, iron. You can make iron. It's not the age of steel. It's you go back to the iron age. So there's a code in the iron age, and I don't think that they have a lot of fucking waste products. And if Tweakers came around, there you'd be fucking fit as a fiddle, knowledgeable and alert and aware, and you would just beat them up. You would just like beat them up. They would do too much stupid fuck shit, so they would just lose. Or you can become one of those slowly.